What's up, guys? Eric Oakley and Chris Clemens here, bringing you round 3 action of the Dynamic Disc Glassblown Open presented by Latitude 64. This is one of the most covered events in all of disc golf. Jomez, Smashbox, Gatekeeper Media, along with DD Media, bringing you MPO coverage and FPO coverage. Let's dive right in, Chris.
Yes, sir.
We got an awesome card of Nate Sexton, Johnny McCray, Brian Earhart, and Calvin Heimburg.
I'm excited to see what they bring today. I know their round 2 round, it was really windy. The round 3, so this round should be pretty calm. Calmer conditions like day 1, so I think the scores will be pretty good today.
Yeah, it'll be a lot more enjoyable to watch, I feel like.
I think
instead
so.
of players just battling. We're just going to see some actual golf shots and players able to do what they like to do.
Right. We got hole 1 here, over 1,000 feet. It's par 5, and the goal really is to throw some good, solid distance shots and try to get your birdie.
Nate skimming the Zach Melton tree right there, shaving it off a little bit. That's why I don't like the hyzer on this one, because as a right-handed player, you can just throw this amazing shot like Johnny does always.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Johnny, if he had a choice of a shot to throw, that would be it. That low flex. I personally like throwing shots like that. I think some people like to... Is that the Seinfeld theme?
Yes, that's Brian
my
Earhart
God,
for you.
You're the man.
Yeah, but it just... why bring danger into play? Like,
Right.
yeah, if you throw the flex shot bad, you go OB left, but throw it good.
Yeah,
I guess
and you're
the
going to
same
see
thing
Calvin doing the same thing Johnny did. He likes those low, powerful shots. And he's really, really good at them.
Yeah, that is crushed.
He could be trying to 3 this today. Ooh. You get to that white stake right there. That's probably over 500 feet of distance, I would guess.
Pretty close to it. Neat. Playing his strengths, putting it in the fairway.
Yeah.
The second day running, we have a lefty on the card. So
Yeah, I feel like this course sets up a lot better for a lefty this year. And there's a lot better lefties on tour now.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to a couple years ago. There's just more of them.
it's good to see. Johnny just throwing a shield on his second
Is
shot.
that a shield?
That's what that looked like.
Yeah, that's something super straight.
And Vinny not even
Yeah, he was
thinking
laying
about
up.
it.
I think that's his Firebird. He's just throwing hard, playing smart.
This green does funnel pretty tight towards the end, and if you have that power, you can bring danger into play, flipping it over right, hyzering out too far left. This one needs to just slow down, grab that grass.
That's really good.
Well done.
I feel like the wind was slightly right to left, if at all. And so a shot like that, that's why Nate would throw that forehand. Brian's opting for the forehand, so he's going to have to get it out a little right over the OB. So this is going to fade out a little left. Needs to stay away from the OB.
He's done that. And this hole is, I think, one of the easiest holes on the course.
Yeah,
I personally
agree.
haven't played it well, but nobody needs to know about that. Now everybody knows. But it's you hit a fairway shot, throw another fairway shot, approach the basket, and then give yourself a chance to get your birdie. And if you've made a mistake at all through those, as long as it's not an OB, you're taking a par.
Right.
Right.
I think all the shots, there's really no demanding shot. The tee shot, of course, the tee shot in front of a lot of people. First shot of the round's a little jittery sometimes, but realistically, it should be a pretty easy 450-foot distance shot. And then another one and lay up and tap it in.
And now we actually get to what I feel like is a demanding shot. After we just kind of open shots on hole 2, 730-foot R4, uphill, lots of OB to the left and right, and it feels like it's tighter than last year, especially towards the basket. That tall grass line has kind of made its way in and is the OB line on the right side, and I saw a lot of people finding it
Yeah,
and
it's
the
tighter.
play.
I think it's playing longer.
Mm-hmm.
I remember last year throwing a defender enforcer off the tee and then throwing like a felon into the green. And this year, I mean, we have had some headwinds to contend with on it, but
Yeah.
I've been throwing enforcer and coming up, 30 short on my
Totally.
second shot.
And we saw Sexton roll his out of bounds. I feel like if you're going to go for the roll, you got to hang it a little wider. Vinny
This
kind of
looks
burns
good.
his down.
Gets through.
That's
okay.
Johnny's living right. Fights his way through that tree.
This is a hole Brian should feast on.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
a
you
little
just kind of
low.
go rip, and you should have a look always if
Yeah, I
you
think-
play the hyzer right.
I think you can choose to be a little more aggressive on the second shot. It's going uphill.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to like be long or right, and that's what he did. He threw a great shot.
Wow. And I was thinking like maybe he's out of position because he
Right.
was a little short.
I think he kind of
But-
played for that.
I need to give my
Needs to
boy
get a
Brian
little
some
left.
credit. And that's that tall grass. Like that was sneaking for Johnny's disc. And if it catches it at all, I don't think you can get out of that tall grass. Nate just ripping that disc. Yeah, man, what a shot!
That's really good.
Especially from the OB stroke added, he definitely needed a big shot to keep himself in a good spot.
Ooh, just grab there. You're throwing so far uphill that you're trying to throw it pretty low. That's like what a good shot should be, but this long grass just catches them sometimes. It was a good run.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if Brian can knock this one down. There it is. He missed that one on hole one a little high, so
It's a good correction.
yeah.
Good 4 from Nate. And Brian gonna card the only birdie here, starting us off with only a couple birdies so far. But
Got hole 3 here, par 3, 489 feet. This is a pretty tough par 3. I'd say it's definitely not a must get. It could even be a bonus birdie. It's fairly easy to go out of bounds or throw a short shot and fluff your upshot. I've seen quite a few fours on this hole, so
it's pretty crazy how demanding the par 3s are out here. We might have talked about this before.
that might be
Get
long.
out.
Brian, you throw too far, bro.
Man. But yeah, it's you talk about the par 3s. I don't think necessarily are where you're supposed to get your birdies.
Right.
I think more of the par 4s are a little bit easier to access other than hole 9.
Yeah. Yeah, I like, I remember Tiger Woods playing ball golf. He would always feast on like par 5s, and he had a lot of trouble with par 4s actually. And, from my experience playing regular ball golf, I always like the longer holes. It gave you more opportunity to like hit a good shot.
Totally.
And so par 3s, you got to throw a really good tee shot, and then you have to make a really good putt.
Totally. And, I think what we're seeing, if you've been checking the scores lately, it's felt more like a traditional ball golf tournament.
Yeah.
With, I think
Par being good.
I think, no spoilers, but the cut was over par. And
Yeah.
and well over par.
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys go check out UDIS, the people who made the cut, they weren't under par. There weren't many players. And that shows how difficult this course was playing. We did have a pretty intense conditions on round 2, but I think that's pretty solid course design in that regard.
Yeah, and I think that's why I was kind of looking forward to playing a tournament like this, because it requires you to be smart and throw good shots and pick your spots.
Unfortunate double from Brian there, but he will recover. He's a strong golfer. Hole 4, talking about these difficult par 3s. This has a lot of OB left and right for the right-handed players or the left-handed sidearms. If you saw it off too early, you're probably going over that path. But if you don't commit to it and or overcommit, you're going to be on that OB on the right side.
Yeah, the OB on the right The little fairway that you see there, it grabs discs. You
This
rarely
is-
get skips left.
And like that's flirting with OB, and he didn't even throw that bad of a shot.
That was a good shot.
Yeah.
This looks kind of how you draw it up right here.
Mm-hmm. Pay the man. Let's go.
Yep.
Good job, Johnny.
Yeah, once you get about, even with a basket and left of it, that disc is just going to skip OB. And so it's not the easiest shot in the world.
We get to see Vinny recover and not throw it 80 long
Maybe-
like he did in round one.
Maybe it's really easy for Calvin, though. I'm excited to see Brian throw his forehand here. That looks good.
Trusting that overstable disc. When you have,
Yep.
if you're learning a sidearm, that's okay to have, but also learn the other angles. And I will tell you this: Brian has the other angles too.
Yeah, I think he learned playing Ultimate, so.
Had to. What a putt from Nate. Good hit, Johnny.
There it is. No. Brian would be 4 under right now.
Yeah,
Except for just a
putts.
couple inches off
Yep.
on a couple putts. He's playing well.
He's throwing the disc very well, so
Yeah.
he'll stay to it. Hole 5, par 4. This is the way this hole shapes up is awesome. It's plays slightly uphill, but the tee shot is nice and demanding. It's downhill, so you can get behind a disc, but you have to be careful because OB pit creeps in left, and if you don't get it to hyzer back enough, you're going to be OB right side.
Yeah, the first day we played this, or the second round, it was pretty good tailwind, so you could kind of open up. Today, there's a fairly good headwind, so it makes this tee shot a little menacing. So you really got to commit to your overstable disc, and Johnny turns that over just a bit. It might come out.
Dang.
The tee shot's pretty demanding, but the second shot is pretty demanding as well. It's easy to get skippy and get out of bounds. It's pretty tight green.
Vinny just doesn't care. He just takes one of the most overstable discs in his bag and just murders it.
What is that, the Brian Stone? Is that a force?
Okay, I think I saw it when he had it in his hands. I think it's a Domi Nuke OS.
Oh, okay. So it has a little bit of glide, maybe?
Yeah,
So
but
it's-
I could be very wrong.
Yeah.
So don't quote me on that. I don't like to.
I'm
I would rather
quoting you
not.
right now.
What's that?
I'm quoting you right now.
Dang it.
Yeah.
It's tweeted out
Yeah.
already. Brian, don't hate me. Unless I'm right. Then love me.
Yeah, so Nate saws this off a little bit, and that's okay.
From where he was, his sidearm did come up quite a bit short
Yeah.
into that headwind, so he's, I think should be fortunate to just even be able to have a look.
This is a good shot.
That's some great
Brian's
commitment.
throwing really well right now. You can
Mhm.
tell. He's feeling it.
Vinny threw it borderline too good that he had to bring these trees into play, but he didn't have to challenge the OB, so as long
Right.
as he's feeling that tunnel game, he's on.
Yeah, you can see how kind of tight it is up on the green. So any shot that's skipping, and you're really going to want to throw an overstable disc on your second shot here.
Totally.
And so you really got to control it. Come on.
That was close.
Brian's having a lot of chances at birdies,
Mhm.
and so eventually he will start converting. But it can get a little frustrating throwing so well, and, you're getting pars just like your other card mates, but you're throwing really, really good
You
shots.
feel like you might be throwing it better than them and putting yourself in better positions and just not capitalizing.
Here we go, hole 6, par 3, 343 feet. It's slightly uphill, so I'd say it plays more like 360 or so. You want to clear the bunker and the green on the right. There is OB behind the basket, probably about 35 feet or so. But most of these guys will be feasting on this hole. Just throw a big hyzer.
Oh, yeah. And, I've seen players, throw more directly at it. Well, that's good. If you want to know how to play the hole, watch this. Trusting the disc, staying wide, and
Yep.
So
think that's its luster destroyer or something.
Yeah.
Just beefy.
I've seen players throw fairways at this, and I like that play, but you have to go a little more direct. But you can take the wide swinging hyzer with the high speed discs, and I've even seen people take mid ranges, just ripping them straight
Really?
off the gut, which is it's 360, and that's definitely in a pro caliber field. Stop.
To be safe.
That's close. You heard Nate saying it might be short enough to be safe. He kind of knew it, and that's the trouble with this hole. You want to get it up that hill, but you got to stop it short.
Come on.
Brian pulled that one a little bit.
Got some action though.
Might be okay or no?
Oh, he's good. He knows that was a little wider than he wanted.
What do you think Johnny's throwing here? Think he's throwing a giant?
I don't know.
He's doing something.
I've never seen him throw a red disc.
Yeah.
Do it.
There it is.
No doubt.
Makes that look easy.
The walk down.
I think Johnny practices putting more than anybody ever.
Mhm. Oh no, Ricky's up there too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, again, bottom right.
Brian having trouble still on the putting green.
I mean, he said it. He's just missing bottom right, and he knows it. So maybe that's a little bit in his head, but again, I've
Yeah,
had
because that first one he hit top band,
Mhm.
and so maybe that got in his head, and he's like, okay, you need to aim lower. But the second hole he did really well and hit the middle. So we got hole 7 here, par 4, 669 feet. It's a new tee pad this year, so it's pretty demanding. When it gets really windy, some people take a big hyzer if the wind will allow it. But most people are going to go up the gut, or there's even a little forehand line to the left. So there's a lot of different ways to play this hole. You can play it for par. Most people are going to be trying to get their birdie, though, today.
And it's just
It's
so
Calvin.
downhill. I always felt like when I saw people release that shot, when I saw Vinny do this in practice, I was like, dude, you're in the OB.
Yeah,
And
and that was perfect.
And he was perfect.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that
Nice.
how downhill this hole is, but it visually does not look that far downhill.
Right.
It seems more gradual.
And I think it is, 100 feet off the tee pad. You can kind of see the ground, and then it dips kind of right there. And so then it starts going downhill.
And this is I
was
was
a
saying
good shot.
I really wanted to see this play out because that's such a cool line to be able to attack on this one. If you go down the middle with the sidearm,
That looks good.
I mean that's just good commitment, keeping it away from the OB, putting himself in the fairway. That's some good trust from Nate Sexton. Come on. Nate's long?
Next spot for it.
Wow.
Beat that tree.
Nice.
What a shot, Brian.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's the type of shot that it takes to maybe get your confidence back in that putting because
Yeah.
he's in a spot where that should be a make all day.
Yeah. It's
And
15 feet, and
Yeah.
you can build some confidence there.
Absolutely. And again, like Vinny threw it
Oh,
into the
slow down.
ground and was able to have a routine approach that he threw 35 long.
Yeah, he threw it a little. Oh, here we go, turbo. Ooh.
Online.
I wonder when he decides to do those.
Yeah.
Because he just kind of hit a putt of similar length that I feel like, ooh,
Great hit, Nate.
Nice.
maybe the wind
Yeah, it
or
could be.
something.
I mean, there might be a distance that he's just so like, oh, turbo range, let's go.
Ah,
Calvin making some breadsticks. Now he's making the pizza.
there you go, Brian.
And he took his time there. Maybe we didn't see how long he took on the other shots because these clips are cut nicely, so you guys don't have to watch people do their whole preparation. But so maybe that was just all the little extra focus he needed. Hole 8 is a beast. This hole is so gnarly. Lots of OB. Such a demanding tee shot. Difficult green. Elevation change. It has it all. Even water. Like, I mean, it's, you know, the only we need is the basket elevated. Please don't elevate the basket, Eric and Doug.
Why'd you give him that idea?
I don't know. As if this hole wasn't playing hard enough. And this hole has averaged over par all 3 rounds. You know, we'll see how it goes with it being the cut to 40% today.
Yeah.
If some of the averages start to come down, and that's, you know, when, you know, the players at the bottom of the field, they might be playing lower and not taking the bigger risks, but they actually might just be taking some bigger numbers because they are taking risks. So
yeah, I think you usually do see, you know, the average round rating of final rounds when there is a cut, it kind of goes down, and you know, scores generally get better on average. So yeah, it'll be exciting to see how the top guys played the course today.
Yeah, and we're generally gonna see what similar scores to round 2 today. So if you guys are going to tune in after you've seen this coverage, or maybe the rounds are already over, just expect that. Stay good for him.
That's a good shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you really have to hug that left side because the right will come in quick if you give it any air. This might be trouble.
That's a putter, though. He might have found that little pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, get that green flag.
Nice.
He's gone shield. Pretty genius, honestly.
I think, yeah, you know, as more time goes along, players might start to figure out certain holes.
Like, this is so good. Stay good.
Yeah, I think people usually think, okay, par 5, 1,000 feet. I'm going driver, trying to get my eagle.
Yeah.
But maybe people are figuring out that, you know,
it's not
a
worth
par is gaining strokes on the field. So people are playing Sexton golf.
Yes, they are.
They're figuring it out.
Johnny has gone shield, and now he has a putt for birdie. And if he would have gotten that up, he would have maybe had a drop in birdie.
Yeah. It's got to get up.
Our players have navigated this fairways pretty well. Everybody's staying in bounds. Nobody taking any unnecessary strokes. Again, that's all you need to take.
Oh, no.
I had to say it.
Eric.
I'm sorry, Nathan. I know I affected your shot.
All right,
man.
He can knock this down, though. He hit one of similar length earlier.
Oh.
Here we go, turbo again.
A little nose down. What am I saying? I don't know how turbos work. Are you serious?
Oh, Brian. We all hear about those rounds where you're like, man, I was, 2 inches off from shooting 10 strokes better, But I feel like Brian is right now.
Absolutely is. He probably told a bunch of people about this round, and everybody's like, yeah, whatever, Brian.
Yeah.
Sure, we all were.
Okay.
Yeah. And you go and watch this, and he legitimately is a couple strokes out.
Now he has video proof.
Yep. You're welcome.
All right. Hole 9, par 4, 651 feet. This is it's a new one out here. It's probably the most demanding tee shot on the course. You got to throw it dead straight, probably 300 feet, and land it, in a basically a green size circle. If you fade left or right, get any kind of wind bounces, you're probably going to be OP. Then the upshot's not any easier. So it's a really good hole if you get it through. Par is great. And Calvin just says, I'm going to throw past everything.
So unbelievably good.
Oh my God.
He is inside 250 feet.
Yeah, you can see the basket.
I think that was a old T-bird.
That's beautiful.
And
yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, that's a great shot from Brian. But for a right-handed player, you have to get, if you're going to be aggressive here, you got to get the disc working to the right. and then have it finish back to the left, which can be so difficult to do on these tunnel shots because you might want to release it too far to the left and not. You have to trust that it's going to flip late. And Calvin Heimburg just showed us exactly how you're supposed to
I
do
think
it.
he's throwing a Wraith. Because that was pretty straight. Maybe an Orc?
Could be.
Because he likes to forehand those, I think. Trying to go and turn over shield. Go in the basket.
Oh my.
Did that hit the top of the basket?
It looked like it, and he's OB. Why?
Wow.
I guess so.
Yeah, and
What?
I wouldn't mind that OB line being pushed back into the woods.
Yeah.
And whatnot, because I don't know, it really makes approaches a little less boring. Like Johnny shouldn't be punished for that shot.
Right.
He's inside the circle and he's punished. So that, I mean, that's where we as pros have to go out, provide feedback. Don't complain about it on social media. Go to the event feedback page. Talk to Eric. Talk to Doug. Talk to the people who are involved to see what they can do to make that happen. That's a good shot from Calvin. We have a chance to see one of the rare threes on hole 9 out here.
Ooh.
So that will forever be my knowledge to the world is if you're going to complain about something on Facebook, you're legitimately getting nothing done. So go to the event feedback on the PDGA page, tell the tournament directors about what's going on and what you think can change, because that goes to the PDGA, goes to the tournament directors, and it's the right professional way to get things done.
Yeah.
Knowledge bomb.
I agree. We got Sexton at 7 down, Johnny at 5 under, Earhart at 4 under, and Calvin at 8 under. It's a pretty close battle. It was exciting. I was excited to watch it.
Totally. I was too. So, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and stay tuned for more action. We got the back 9 coming right away. Be dynamic.